Hello everybody, welcome back to Country Girl with Kathy Jarvis. And it's June and it's hot. It's like 90 degrees out here today. We've been busy all morning. A lot of people think that once you get the crops in your garden planted, that's it, that you can sit back and relax until the harvest time comes. That's not true. There's weeding, there's watering. We just today put on the shade cloth over the greenhouse. That's taken us about 3 hours to do because it's the first time we've put it on. It's a brand new one. So we have to put all the hardware on to hold it down. Hopefully next year we'll be able to just tie it on and not have to worry about replacing anything. But there's more to gardening than just putting in the seeds and waiting until the crops come and harvest. You have to watch out for insects, you have to watch out for diseases, and you have to continue to plant. And that's what I'm going to talk about, what we can plant now in June for the June garden. Because a lot of people think once their radishes are gone, you pull them up and that's it. You can continue to plant throughout the summer. My frogs in the goldfish pond are telling me I'm disturbing them. They're croaking at me. Anyway, some of the things that you can still plant into those empty spots, or if you haven't gotten around to getting your garden done yet, these are the things that can be planted in my zone, which is 6A. And that's your green beans, your climbing beans, po beans, runners, scarlet beans. All those can be planted from seeds, and you'll be harvesting them around September. You can also plant the bush green beans, also from seeds. These are the French beans. You can also plant them, and they'll also be ready to harvest in September. You can still plant broccoli, but you need to do it by seedlings. You'll have to either go to the store and buy the seedlings, or if you happen to have started them inside, you can transplant them out into the garden, and they should be ready in August. The Brussels sprouts can be planted by seeds right now, and they'll be ready in October. You can still plant carrots. You plant the seeds, keep them moist. A good trick is to put a piece of plywood over them or a piece of board over them until they germinate. That helps hold the moisture in, because the carrots have to have moisture to germinate. But if you plant your carrots now, they're going to be ready in October. You can also transplant celery, and that will be ready in October. Chinese cabbage, you can transplant, and they'll be ready in September. You can sow lettuce seeds, and they'll be ready in September. Parsnips, you can put them in, the seeds in. They'll be ready in November, which is a good time for them because parsnips actually taste better after the first frost. It kind of converts the starch into sugar and makes them a little bit sweeter. You can still plant rocket from seeds, and that'll be ready in August. Cantaloupe, you can transplant cantaloupes, or you can actually even still get by with planting seeds. They're going to be ready in September. You can plant Swiss chard seeds, and they'll be ready in September. You can even still get away with putting spring onion seeds into the ground, and they'll be harvesting in September also. If you're going to do strawberries, if you're going to do them from seeds, now's the time to get those in the ground. They won't be ready until this time next year. Strawberry seeds take a long time to grow. But if you put strawberry plants in, you could possibly get a harvest in October. Sweet corn can still go in. In fact, they just finished planting the field in front of us this past week. So you can still get your sweet corn in. It'll be harvesting around October. You can still plant tomato seeds. They're going to be harvesting those in, September will be when they will probably start to to the point where you can harvest them. So you're going to have a very short season, but you can still get some tomatoes. And you can still plant zucchinis from seeds. This is a good time to plant zucchinis from seeds, especially if you get hit by squash bugs and stuff, because their cycle of they usually only lay eggs once a year, and you might be able to miss that entirely if you sow your zucchinis later in the season. So that's what you can sow in June and still have a harvest. And we also have some things that we can sow in July, getting ready for the fall garden. So stay tuned, and in July I'll give you the list of what can be planted then. So I hope you're having a good garden season. Ours hasn't been great. The strawberry, it rained an awful lot. Strawberries, a lot of them rotted. We didn't get as many as we liked to. I didn't have a chance to spray the trees after the petal drop because of the constant cool weather and rain. And it didn't matter anyway as far as the cherries go, because we went to town that morning and we thought, well, when we get home we're going to have to pick the cherries. When we got home, there were no cherries left. Something, most likely raccoons, had cleaned every single red cherry off of the trees, all 3 of the trees. So we have no cherries this year. So I guess it didn't matter whether I sprayed them or not. I guess the raccoons don't care if they have bugs in them. So I'm gonna have to come up with something, way to protect the garden from the raccoons in the future. But so far this year, no cherries for us. And the peaches, I didn't spray them, so I kind of doubt if they're going to be that great this year either. It's kind of too late to spray. I've already checked them. They've already got the bug bites in them. So, not everything is a success. Our green beans are looking good. The tomatoes are looking good. Peppers, I've harvested some hot peppers already, and I've got 4 or 5 bell peppers that I need to go out and harvest. The last of the peas are being harvested probably this week, and I'll have that bed in the greenhouse open to plant something. One of these crops that I just mentioned will probably go into the greenhouse. Something that likes the heat. Even though we did put the shade cloth on, it's pretty hot in there. So I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed the video, and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you would. Hit that like button, because the like button is what the YouTube analog, from what I've figured out, is where they take and decide how they're going to distribute this, whether they're going to show it a lot or not. And if you share it with your friends, that will help also. So remember to dream big and follow that dream. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.